Right then, I just watched the end there of United and Brighton, and I get our goal was offside, but is there not a common sense thing here, man? Like, he's actually, I know this sounds mad because he's put it in off his knee, but he's not interfered with play, has he? He's like, has he deliberately attempted to play that? If he lies on the floor, it goes over him, and it's fucking 1-0 United, 2-1 even United, and it's game over. Job's a good one. And then to concede at the end the way we did, I mean, it was fine margins. It was going to be a fine margins game anyway, to be honest. Brighton were good, but United were worth, I thought United were worth the victory there. Yes, we concede first. We get ourselves back in it. We almost strike back immediately, and fine margins again in it. Marcus is offside, and we put the ball in the back of the net, and it doesn't count. We work hard. We make changes at half time. We get Garnacho on, and then what we think is the winner by Garnacho, as Xerxes sort of knelt up, it's hit him undeniably. It's come right off his knee, and it's gone in the back of the net. And you're thinking, I get by the letter of the law this is offside, but it feels like a robbery, doesn't it? It really feels like a robbery. It feels like we did enough. Now, we didn't smash them, we didn't dominate the game, but we played well. I thought the shape at times from United was real nice. I thought the control from us was real nice. We were creating opportunities, but we come away with a loss. And ultimately, coming away with a loss isn't what you want. I think Maguire probably has to do better for the first one, and I think the entire team has to do better for the one at the end. I mean, what is that? We're just letting people just waltz around in the box now at the death. A point wouldn't have been a bad result in the grand scheme of things. A point would have been fine. It would have been okay. But coming away with a loss feels like it's took a little bit of the momentum out of us, doesn't it? Maybe we need to find a secondary way of playing. I thought Mason Mount, again, everything that you want with the press, absolutely sensational stuff with the press. Led it, very energetic. Bruno, the exact same. Did nice with that. Put Brighton under a lot of pressures. Forced errors as well, actually, especially in the first half. Well, obviously Mount was only on in the first half, but put them under pressure and forced errors, which is what you want from that forward line when you're going to be a pressing team. And I thought, okay, yeah, Maguire probably could have done a little bit better. I'm not singling him out in this because I thought he was pretty good outside of that. I'm annoyed, man. I'm frustrated more than anything, actually, because Brighton's going to be a tough place to go. And then you look at their goals. United had to work for our chances. I don't think there was any opportunities that came Brighton's way that came from a Brighton error. I think all of the opportunities that United created through good football. Whereas you look at the chances that Brighton had, a couple came from good football, but by and large, well, their goals for sure came from preventable errors from Manchester United. And that's frustrating. I guess it'll get there. I feel like it'll get there. I feel like we will turn the corner with it, but really fine margins. And we could have done with getting the win there just to sort of keep the momentum going, couldn't we? Soronana's distribution sort of improved, hitting a nice little diag that Ahmad went and got on. I thought Ahmad was a little bit on the quiet side, despite the goal. I think I still stand by the decision that, yeah, Rashford, I think, has better decision making. I think he defends more. I think he's got to be a little bit quicker with moving the ball and being a bit more direct. He's slowed us down a couple of times, but I still think he's worth the start. And I think Garnacho coming on and getting goal involvements, almost identical on the other side to what he did against Fulham, really, I guess, sending it into Xerxes and into the back of the net. I think he's really effective off the bench, and I think that his intensity and his tempo and his style of play really suits coming off the bench in that manner. And I think if I was Ten Hag, I would persist with that for the time being. I'm not sure where the drastic improvements come. I'm not sure how he's going to reconcile taking Mason Mount out of his team, because without him, the press falls apart. and just isn't anywhere near as good. So he's got to figure out how to do that, because I think one of the good things about United at the moment is that press. I thought the build-up at times was real mature. I thought there was real quality to what we were trying to do. And I liked the way we moved the ball at times. And we rode out a rocky first few minutes. We got on the ball. We started turning the screw. The shape was fantastic. The patience was there. It's just sort of lacking a final ball from United, isn't it? I don't even think we look vulnerable on the counter as much as we did last season. Ugate's probably going to come in. He's probably going to solve some of that, you would hope. Brighton are a tricky team. They are a tricky team, but I think United deserved more than the 0 points that we're coming away for today. But ultimately, that's the game, innit, man? Fine margins like that are where you win and lose stuff. And that might be the sort of game where you go, should have done better there, Not necessarily in terms of performance. I think the performance was all right. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was the greatest performance a Manchester United's team's ever put in, because clearly that's not the case. But I thought we did all right, I really do. I thought we did all right. But I think there's a lot of questions that you're coming away with here. So you go, okay, does Harry Maguire persist in this team? Because clearly he wants De Ligt match fit, and I think De Ligt comes in and improves on what we get with Maguire. And like I said, I'm not really... He probably should have done better for the first goal, but I'm not blaming him for the first goal. You think, okay, Ugarte probably plays in midfield. I mean, does Casemiro deserve dropping at the moment? Would you see it being Casemiro for 60, Ugarte for 30 for at least a few weeks until he gets match fixed? He's not been playing. And then how does Mason Mount come into this team? Is that another thing where it's on the 60? Does Mason Mount come in for 30 minutes after Bruno's played for an hour? That might be a good way to sort of maintain energy throughout the game, because Bruno's energy was bang at it. Final ball lacking, I think, today. But I think the final ball was kind of lacking from everyone at United. We were all right at making chances for ourselves. And I mean that almost on an individualistic basis. Outside of Delo made a couple, didn't he? That one in the first half, especially for Ahmad, that cross. Like Ali McCoy had his cock out for it. And I was not far behind him, to be honest, because it was a really good cross. Oh well, pick ourselves up, dust ourselves down. Liverpool next week, next Sunday. Big game at Old Trafford. These are the sorts of games where you go, okay, can United go and have this sort of performance, press the bollocks out of Liverpool, take our chances? Maybe they don't defend deep in numbers the same way Brighton did, because Brighton, they defended hard. I don't know, give me your thoughts in the comments below. And start giving me some of your opinions on individual players, because we've got a game kicking off in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to go finish warming the lads up, and then I'll do the player rating stuff after the game. See you in a bit.